They're spraying us like bugs, and they want us to eat bugs as they poison the food and the water, because we're the carbon that they want to reduce. It was right there on the Georgia Guidestones before they blew it up like another 9/11. They're trying to bury the evidence of what they're doing because it's all been exposed. But this chemtrail program is part of the extermination program. They are definitely spraying us like bugs. You can tell that this is coming out of the nozzles of the plane. And we've all seen the footage of what's in some of these planes. It's more than just condensation. In some cases, they're mixing the poisons into the jet fuel. And in other cases, there are special planes that are hitting regions with chemicals. They're spraying us with human pesticides. We're the bugs. We're the carbon that they want to reduce. But it doesn't stop with the planes. They're poisoning the food. They're poisoning the water, not only with fluoride, but with pharmaceutical-grade chemicals that dumb us down, to keep us mesmerized, to induce the brain fog, and the like. This is about killing people. That was made painfully obvious during the pandemic. They didn't just unleash bioweapons. They basically injected billions of people with the death facts. It doesn't get any more obvious than this. This is disease X that's coming. We can see it plain as day. They make people sick with their eugenics programs, and then they charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars to test you to try to figure out what's going on, only to kill you with the ventilator or something else. These people are a cult. That's why everything on television is satanic. And this eugenics program is part of their blood sacrifice ritual. And it's only going to get worse, because they're not going to stop with these eugenics programs. They're basically planning to wipe out humanity and transition them into cyborgs. But look at this fallout. This stuff basically drifts in the wind like pesticides, collects as a residue on everything outside, including the food, and then people eat it, touch it, put it in their mouth like little kids. And so this is definitely part of the eugenics program, and it's everywhere. But not only is it poisoning people, it's causing thermal effects, essentially. It's trapping heat in so that they can basically come on television and say, we've got a climate problem. And so this is essentially like greenhouse gases, trapping in the heat, making everything warmer. Have you noticed how warm it was this winter? It's only going to get worse as they continue to spray. But what makes this even worse is that it's trapping in all of the radiation from the 5G, the radars, the TV towers, and the like. It just bounces off this aluminum, barium spray, among other things, and gets reflected back to the earth. And so they're turning the whole planet into a giant microwave oven, and little by little, they're going to cook people off, declare emergencies, lock people down in their 15-minute districts, and basically wipe out humanity. Only their people will survive, and their people will be going underground. That's why they have these bunkers. That's why they don't care if there's World War III. They got bunkers to go to. So they don't mind wiping out people on the surface. They've got a plan B, ladies and gentlemen. But we don't have a plan B. We don't have any plan right now except looking at this stuff, breathing it in. But we need to come up with more aggressive plans to save ourselves, because we can't go underground. And so people need to be focusing on these issues even more so now, because the end is near. The prices that we're seeing at the grocery stores and in the rental markets are just part of that problem. They don't want people being able to feed themselves. They don't want people being able to shelter themselves. They want you outside breathing this stuff in. They want you homeless so that you basically get taken out on the new death row. And so this is a very serious issue among other issues that we're dealing with. Being sprayed like bugs is definitely part of the problem. But it's not the only thing that's attacking people right now. And there's nothing worse than the radiation, because the radiation makes everything worse. It breaks down the immune system. It allows toxins to more readily enter into the cells. This is known as the Matra effect, or magnetically assisted transfection. This is one of the many things that we talk about in our new book, Transhuman Genocide, the ultimate guide to directed energy weapons, EMF shielding, and artificial intelligence. They use the magnetic fields, or the fluctuating magnetic fields of these death towers, to let toxins into the cells more readily. You can research this for yourself. It's public knowledge. And so when they rolled out the 5G just before the COVID, it basically weakened everybody's immune system and made pathogens even more infectious. And so it can turn a simple cold into a supervirus. That's how EMF radiation really does its job. Look at the video guy on vacation. But whatever these things are, this is not condensation. Look at the size of these chemtrails. They're massive, absolutely massive, compared to some of the other things that we're seeing. Compare that to this. This is not the same type of spray. And we see them testing all sorts of different spray-like patterns and technologies as they try to perfect their eugenics programs and get it right. Some are coming out of the nozzles. Some of the sprays are being mixed in with the jet fuel. Some of these planes appear to be military in nature, driven by artificial intelligence, flying through the superhighways in a grid-like pattern to spray people on the ground. And so many of the times the pilots don't even know. I'm sure they suspect, but whatever this spray is, it is vastly different than this spray. And so there are multiple types of spray programs going on right now. Some are to dose the people on the ground. Some are basically to blanket the atmosphere with greenhouse type gases or chemicals that trap the heat in. You might think that this is reflecting the sunlight, but it's trapping in the heat and the radiation from all of this technology that now surrounds us. And so it's only going to get worse as they continue to roll out more and more eugenics programs. And they're promising this with their disease X. They've already started working on the vaccine for disease X, according to news reports. And Bill Gates has been busy already making deposits, 50 million here, 50 million there, preparing the groundwork for what's to come. Chemtrails are part of the problem. Eating right is part of the problem. But the radiation that surrounds us is another big part of that problem. Understanding how this weapon system works, which is what smart grid technology is. Understanding how this weapon system works and how to protect yourself is going to be key, not only to survive, but to fight back. This system is currently prosecuting an asymmetric war, a silent war against Christians, conservatives, and purebloods. If you've been experiencing the symptoms of 5G targeting, recurring headaches, chronic fatigue, heart palpitations, pain not associated with an injury, you need to shield immediately before you become a victim. This isn't a joke. This is serious, and it's happening to people worldwide right now. Most conservatives are already affected by this silent weapons program. You can't see these microwave beams, but they are beaming people, and it follows them wherever they go like cell phone coverage. As soon as you get flagged on the internet and you're forced to send in your ID, you're on the list. Even if you don't send in your ID, they know who you are with your IP number. It's like a phone number. But the eugenics programs are accelerating. It's not only the Hunger Games, it's going to start looking like Terminator and the Matrix before we know it. Get yourself ready for what's to come. Check out that book, Transhuman Genocide. You can find it on Patreon or Amazon, ebook, Kindle, and paperback versions. Till the next time. If you're listening to this, you are the Resistance.